Welcome back to Rebel Health. I'm Dr. Ellen Vora, and what I want to talk about today is how to travel better. I have so many patients who do a lot of frequent travel, typically for work, sometimes it's personal, and everyone gets so out of sorts when they travel. Travel, I think, it kind of is just brutal no matter what, but there are ways to mitigate that and make it a little bit better. So here are some quick actionable tips. One thing is when you're booking your flight, I really recommend, even if it requires paying more, you choose the time that does not interrupt your normal sleep. So if you know when you typically wake up and you know when you typically go to sleep, book the flight that's in the middle of the day so that you don't have to wake up any earlier, you're not missing your bedtime, and that's going to help a lot, just make the whole experience more tolerable. Sometimes it is more expensive, but if you really think about it, it's usually something like $20, $30, $40, which at the end of the day is a small price to pay for your sleep. And then the next thing I want to recommend is that everybody gets so hangry and dehydrated and just physiologically out of sorts on planes. So don't rely on airport food, don't rely on airplane food, pack your own plane snacks. I'll usually come with like a satchel full of an avocado with plasticware that comes with a little salt and pepper, so you can just cut open the avocado, pour the salt and pepper, and then eat it with a spoon straight out. I'll bring a baggie of sprouted almonds, I'll bring dark chocolate bars, I'll bring apples, I'll bring oranges, I'll bring paper towels because those always make a mess. And usually I'll even order takeout the night before or the morning of a flight and then have that arrive, and that's my meal for the plane. So much cheaper and better than anything you can buy at the airport or on the plane, and then you have this whole big delicious meal to eat on the plane. And then stay hydrated. Buy the biggest water you can find at the airport, bring that on the plane, and drink that. If you want to drink tap water, okay, fine. But in other Rebel Healths, we've covered the fact that it's not always awesome water. And then the last thing is how to deal with jet lag. And there's no perfect way, but there are some things to help with it. So I think that once you arrive, it is worth grounding. And this is very hippy-dippy, but it can really be helpful. You find some patch of earth, like nature or at least just dirt. You take off your socks and shoes, you let your feet touch the ground. You sit your bum down on the ground, you touch the earth with your hands, and you just let your body kind of feel that time zone. I think it's also really helpful to let your eyes see the genuine light of that time zone. If it's morning, let your eyes really take in that light without sunglasses. If it's evening, let your eyes see the sunset, the transition. Let your eyes see darkness so that your eyes get the cues of what's the sun and the moon doing in this time zone. It will help program your brain to say, okay, here I am, this is where we're at. So those are my tips for today. As I go through this Rebel Health Hits the Road, I'm sure there are going to be a lot more travel tips, kind of learning from what I do wrong. So I'll keep you posted, but I hope that's helpful for now. We'll see you next time on Rebel Health.